Good evening. It's 2 minutes after 6 p.m. in Cameroon. In some places it's earlier than that, 11 where I am, 11 a.m. where I am. In other places we have different time zones, and you're on to Oko and Beyond, the platform that brings to you a diversity, a platform for information, entertainment, in culture, in various aspects, and a platform that goes beyond, takes from our different platforms. We are on YouTube, in our channel Oko and Beyond. You can subscribe so you can see, you view things that we do, and embrace yourself with community activities. We have our WhatsApp page. WhatsApp page is where we gather some of the sample information that we bring to you. And as you join, you share this live so everybody can follow. Before we introduce the topic of today, and over here is chairman that is leading this program today. And this program, as I say, is about education. We're going to read to you the entire theme of today. Bella and Kain Baxen Wins Oko and Beyond Lake for Linevin and Unuchonda, the Gile Loon, the Bain and Tree, the Big Blewe, ne Cassin Chinton Fan, the Fendu Oko and Beyond. The lower Baxen in a Facebook, Gabbling what and in the use and linen. Do you two work ya? Lunawa League and a Kafianka WhatsApp, what things invite in a dom well eaten telegram in a colufo. Solo line in as in lemon cheek in a sasung kuma a noble motor younger, chose us a fan. The no nets and dog came gunners in a MB. Gunners cinnamon. The Lord Lewe looking would you quite go like a sungum and kumkanakatene. Lawyer will be a sungum. People that ready to listen, we for Oko and Beyond. We'll be glad for getting that today. Now, 5 minutes after 6 p.m. for Cameroon. We get program for a year with more time. We're going to introduce with program. Or we will one time not say, make una like this program on our platform, una share the live. And for people that know to follow, may they follow. Some more time we're going to introduce the program. And at the top from here. And we got to look one aspect for with society where it need some concern. Today we shall be looking at joint efforts by parents and teachers to the upbringing of students. Some areas of improvement from both sides. This is supposed to be on a panel. We're still waiting on the various sides of the panel. We had indication from parents, we had indication from teachers for them to talk to us, their contribution towards the upbringing of a student. Earlier in the week, we got some tragic, the stampede that took place. There's brought up a lot of concern towards the educational build up. And we had a lot of good inputs in our WhatsApp page, in our Telegram page about this situation that happened and how parents can be more involved and how teachers can be involved in the upbringing of the students. If you're watching us now, please let us know where you're watching. Let us know where you're watching so we can get into the details of this program today. Yes, we're seeing people indicating right on the comment section. If you have questions about this topic, the joint efforts by parents, teachers to the upbringing of students, areas of improvement from both sides. So the caution on this is it's not about what parents expect teachers to put in or what teachers expect parents to put in, but what you as a teacher, what's your contribution towards the upbringing of a student? Are there some areas of improvement? So we take the challenge of what is going on. We take the challenge of what we are doing in the whole thing. Uh, we have people with diverse opinions about how the child is brought up, the child in the school. Sometimes we don't fit in the shoe. Sometimes we see it and give the blame over. Oh, it's the job of the teacher. It's the job of the parents. Now this is the opportunity for us to talk about it, about the our own contribution. So we'll be looking at, we'll be getting in depth to it as people keep joining. Give some time so people can join, and so we can hammer straight to the point. And we get in Hanson's watching from Yaoundé. Yeah, Hanson, you happen to be part of the educational family. If you want to join this program live, you can just indicate in the comment section and we'll let you come in so you can tell us that part of education that teachers can come in order to improve the upkeep of the students. So sai we wanna watch we wanna feed indicate we get Hanson the watch we from Yaoundé, we get Pepsi the watch we from Oko. It happens say now teachers them they don't start indicate Saturday day. The program be open. If you want to join us, you just write for, you just send a text, indicate, we'll send you the link so that make you join. If you get any questions where if parents or teachers they want to come up about it, we go jump into it for let you know. Say, okay, these are the questions. About and all as in lone killing a week in lo as in a chinton say keen and a commune where law as nanny. Talk a one and do an answer and was not gonna law free. Kajalu on a teacher, gonna law free. A sugar on a bar. No Washington. I'm not in a gym. But jam to one in a kui. Another look one in a key Hannah, oh, the Nico when and Chintons a walk mock. Me and one is the queen do a GI ne walolu yelu ge one acre and down wall. A sugar teacher say jelly. One acre and that teacher sugar loy fella bar. Balo ki a bensa candy. So sabifage another law as in the keenan cabas chinton walk so walk mock and teachers. Lo kana kas and disalign in the gay. Egala li egala sungan kuma amnoten as in call laws of sungan kuma nervin as in a kafian. So I would go and say we put for middle level of it. But we don't only talk about this topic. Parents them, teachers them, how did they put hand to see students that they do well for school, do well for home, do well for society. Sometimes the blame game they go for one side. Sometimes we'll say now the student them know. Sometimes we'll say now the parents them know. Sometimes we'll say now the teachers them know. Today we ask ourselves, if all man say na teacher own, now would they draw that line? Now would they draw that line? Today, for people the way they watch me, if you're right, or say like me as a parent, which is with my own way, what we do for bring up picking. Me as a teacher, which will be my own way for bring up picking. Now the things and that will look at the areas of improvement. Then all this one will be get a panel for parents and teachers. They be indicate for some reason, maybe network issue, to go on for side within day. Where we be glad for see say some people them they join. So we go to say when I indicate I will not join. If not get yes, we get Lamfo to join from UAE. Thank you for coming in. And if you get any contribution, we'll get Ruth the watch from Segovia, Texas. And when I get questions, then things, then we parents that want come in for talk about this program. At the moment, in this way, we put in this question. Thank you, Hansen. Hansen, you're saying that I think our society, both the teacher and the parents, are failing. Okay. Well, when we talk, he's raising a point that both it's from both sides, so it's not one way. So, what are some of these areas of improvement? Hansen, what are some of these areas? It could have been wonderful if you indicate. I can bring you live where you are so we can talk this freely and see the areas of improvement. Thank you for that contribution, that there's still an area of improvement. And how we dive into the areas of improvement, we see in the areas of where we can encourage to foster this participation of parents and teachers in the upbringing. We here at school, they have what they call PTA, parents, teachers. This is an association of parents, teachers, which means that concept of knowing fully that there's a role by parents, a role by teachers. This role brings a good prospect for the student, a good opening for the students. And the students cannot do on one side just with their parents. They cannot do just on one side on the teachers. The teachers, we applaud them, and we have in Jack Rene watching from Boya. We have in Petra watching from Mashi Santra Douala. Yeah, so we're getting all this, and it's a whole it's a basket full, and how to make this basket really good with good fruits in it. And the students, we don't want to let them just sit out. Like when we're coming out with this program, we're looking at maybe we need to feel the pinch of the students. And we have a contribution coming in from Oko and Beyond, stating in order to better up the education system in our areas, firstly, we must maintain a strong relationship between parents and teachers, because left on each one alone, we can't do it, because everyone has a role to play in the life of the children. So how do we strengthen this relationship? How do we do that? They have expectations. There's this thing we call expectation, that this person just like, what am I expecting from my own self? What is my own contribution as a parent? That's more advantageous than a parent stating, well, you as a teacher, this is what is expected of you. And on the other hand, the teacher is telling the parent. So it's other way. Nobody's taking responsibility of helping these students, like handing over. So this is not a situation where we are sitting here to hand over information to other people. But our own role, what is your little effort? If you're a dad, what do you do to help the student at home? Where do you come in? Are you sending this child to school to learn home education? What is your own role? What is the child taking from home to school? If this child is taking nothing from home, from you as a parent to school, then we are not helping that student to link up so well in class. On the other hand, do we say the teachers just say it and they don't have their effort? They have their effort to put in, like knowing their students. If you're teaching in the class, it's a responsibility for you to know your students. Know your students. We used to go in the class in a situation where you sit in the class and maybe the teacher is thinking like 6 times before figuring out the name of a student. That is already a problem. That's already a problem. If you're a teacher, you sit in a class, a student comes in left and right, You don't know the name of that student. You don't know a little bit about the student's background. It's concerning. It's concerning because you're teaching for the child to acquire knowledge, you're looking at the senses, the various senses of this child, and try to understand, not like, oh, my job is just to teach. Okay, what are you teaching? If you're impacting knowledge, this knowledge needs to go in a sound mind, a sound environment. And you're treating the students in class like you're treating your own, because that's part of the pedagogy. The parents, they come home, there's certain things like parents don't even communicate. Maybe they don't know your students. They don't know their own kids. At that point, they call them their own kids. Maybe they don't know what they really need. They don't know. They don't have to know all. Just knowing you as a parent, the name of the school where's your child schooling. It may be embarrassing the question, but in some instances they don't even know where their schools are. It's very important. Or check their bags, not because of that it's mathematics or physics or what. Just the fact that you play your own role. Checking, okay, did they come back with homework or no? We don't check. So, okay, it's the job of the teacher. Okay, thank you for being there. And wherever you're watching, please indicate. We're seeing contributions coming in. As a teacher, Hansen is saying, as a teacher, I think we have to increase communication between teachers and parents. That's a wonderful one. Thank you, Hansen, for coming in with that. Communication, various way of communication. If you're a teacher, he's talking from a background of a teacher, that's another way of improving the standard of the students. Communication as a teacher. How much communication do you have with parents, with the student? It's not just about when the student has done wrong, that's when you communicate with the parents. No. How much communication? If a parent comes to school and say, oh, how's my son doing? What's the name of your son again? Anyway, let me check. And you take forever without even notes. Maybe you can send some notes out there to the parents, and vice versa. Parents, you have to communicate. Don't just say, oh no, let them go there, the teacher will figure it out. And thank you for that contribution. And someone is trying to participate as a parent. We'll be bringing in Ruth Ngong. She wants to participate as a parent. Percy Pop is saying, I think like what we know as a parent-teacher association, it's one of the strategy being made to remedy this kind of tragic situations. Yes, it's so important that parents be part of that PTA organization. Sometimes this situation comes up, you ask a parent, like, do you know when the PTA holds in the school? I don't need to know. I don't need to know. It's an association that every school is encouraging. Thank you for that point, Percy Paul, for coming in with that. And you also having a background of teaching. And now you have PTA of students are in school, 1,000 students, 500 students, or 100 students, and there's a PTA meeting. You should be averaging 100 parents, because if you look at it technically, that they may be having that and more, that 200, you say, okay, at least there should be like 100 parents or 100 homes coming in for PTA or seeking PTA time. But maybe that's the time that they go, the PTA people sit in, they ask our issues. We don't say it. Well, not because we don't have it, because we don't participate. We don't communicate with the kids to know what questions we can ask. The situation of the school, the situation of the students. And there is Jack Rene. I prefer you could have come in. You'll have a solid write-up there. We're going to take it. Thank you for coming in. Discussion on the joint efforts of parents, both parents and teachers, are a crucial role. Yes, they're a crucial role in the growth and development of the students, as it's essential for them to work together. Every point this evening is taking us to working together. This is so important. Areas of improvement. Renee saying area of besides could be include communication, collaboration, understanding. This is an area of improvement is bringing in. Understanding who we are, understanding the parents understanding the teachers understanding the well-being of the students. It brings a good environment. Parents and teachers should strive to communicate openly and effectively, sharing insights and concerns about your students' progress. Yes. You may be having a child at home that is not doing his homework. As a parent, you may not know how to help that child, but you keep quiet and say, your teacher is going to figure it out. That is his own role to do. No, as a parent, communicate with the students and the teachers and say, this is what is happening. This is a situation with my child. Sometimes we hide it. It may be a moral situation or something that you say that's not going right with your child. Maybe the intellect, maybe it's a lot of distractions. How can this teacher help without knowing the essentials of the home environment? So you go further to tell us, Jack Rene, collaboration between the two parties can lead to a more holistic approach to students' education, which is a side contributing to the unique perspective and experts and the expertise. This is so wonderful. Thank you, and thank you for those who are joining, dropping your comments. We're going to get all these comments. We do not let any efforts away if it's about bringing in something that will help our students. We can sit on this program for the rest of the day. We understand that there's a football match coming up at a certain level of the hour, but today or right now, we are looking at the students. This is the present. We're looking the present, the future of this, our kids, is our children that we have, that we cherish so much. Understanding each other's role and responsibility can also help in creating a supportive environment for the student. You see a child doesn't want to go to school, gets up in the morning and says, Dad, I don't want to go to school today. All you're doing is like, you must go to school. You're not sitting to ask this, what is going on? Yesterday you were in school happily. Today you don't want to go. Maybe there's something that's triggering him not to. That's pushing him away from going to school. But you're not looking at it. That's so important. On the other hand, the teacher, if you understand the students so well, there are days that they may miss certain, you give homework and nobody gets it. And the child was improving, and at one point it's not doing any effective work or effective situation. What do? Ask the child, talk to the child. See a child sleeping in class all the time. Or it's like, okay, when it's time, I take my books and I go. When you go home, you can sleep. That's your business. No, we have not helped that child at that level. You're not creating a good environment. This child is going to sit in class and become so comfortable that my teacher doesn't tell me, ask me questions about how I'm doing. I'm going to spend my class time like siesta time and sleep. He's not going to know anything about me. It's also important to recognize both parents and teachers have a shared goal, the well-being and success by the student. By working together, they will create a more supportive, enriching educational experience for the student. Thank you, Renee, for that contribution, and we keep taking contributions that are coming in. And wherever you are, please share this this live so people can also join, and so people can also see what we're saying. It's so important. And there's another contribution coming in from a parent perspective. For parents to know who teachers, it's also necessary for parents to know who the teachers are, because it's disheartening that some parents do not even care who the teachers, in case the child has a problem. They don't even know about the teacher. They don't even know, even say this is the school. Not even the teachers even know the name of the school, they don't know the class of the child. Is somehow maybe like an exaggeration, but it's something that is really kicking. We thank you guys for all this contribution. Keep them coming. And it's there. We thought there were some people. Okay, we're going to bring one parent here live to contribute to the program. And let me see. There's a parent here that uh, is one parent which is indicating. Let me get to the parent. And let's see. Okay, when I give the link, if there are other parents who want to join, because we're talking, it makes me just talk by myself and reading the comments, where people can join this program live and I can bring you into the studio. So I'm using this time to read comments and waiting on people who want to indicate to join and wish to join as a teacher. Yes, Percy wishes to join as a teacher, and I've sent the link to you. All you can do is just click the link, and I will send you in. Rungong wants to join as a parent. That will be interesting. Let's get you. We're waiting on you to join, and once you indicate, we'll see you up on the screen. Let's know if you have difficulty. You can write on the comment section if you're trying to join and you're not able to join. And we thanking those who watching us at this moment, and we're saying like keep sharing this live as we waiting on the parents to join. We send the link, and you can follow the link, and you'll be right here. So we have you can indicate. All right, we have Rungong. She's indicating that she's going to talk like a parent. Again, the topic is joint efforts from parents and teachers in the upbringing or areas of improvement. Okay, we'll be welcoming. Okay, yes. Thank you for joining, Rungong. You are a parent, and you want to talk on behalf of a parent, like looking at situations of what can you as a parent bring in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Before you come in, we're going to just one moment. We have another parent. No, we have someone coming in as a teacher. Oh, okay, it's Percy Pop is coming in as a teacher. So we're going straight away, saying welcome to uh, Ruth. She's talking as a parent, and our topic is joint effort by the parents and the teachers to the upbringing of students. Any areas of improvement. The floor is for you people. You can talk. I will watch. I'm just coordinating on this part. Thank you. And we give the floor first to Ruth. And we know Percy will come in as a teacher, but we're going to interchange like that. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much, Emmanuel, for putting this discussion together and for hosting this dialogue between parents and teachers on how we can bring up or how we can collaborate to better educate our children. And as I'm coming in as a parent, and I want to say parents have a very important role to play in the upbringing or in the education of their children. And many a times we may be tempted to push a lot to the teachers because the kids tend to spend a long time in school. But I think as a parent, my responsibility is first to prepare my child for school. Preparing my child to be ready for school means I have to get their school, look for a good school for that child. I have to make sure that the child is equipped for the academic year. Equipped means they have their uniform, they have their books, whether exercise books or textbooks, and they are ready to go to school every morning. I have to make sure that I don't task them too much in the morning in such a way that it can make them to go late for school, because they need to go to school with a prepared mind. So That's one thing as a parent that I have to make sure of to support the education of my child. And I also think it is my responsibility as a parent to educate the child on how to interact with other people back there at school. They're going to go to school and meet people who are having special needs. It is not for them to go and mock at them, but to be able to accept that people have differences. I have to train them that they have to be respectful of other kids as well as their teachers and people in authority. Because if I don't give that training and they come back with issues, it's back on me. Maybe I'll be feeling disappointed in the teacher. Meanwhile, I didn't do my part in my informal education to mold my child at home. That's my first input.
Okay, thank you so much for coming in. I'm in the background, so it's it's for the parents and it's for the teachers. And thank you for that input, knowing the kind of school your child is going, the situation of the school and your child. And we'll be asking now. We'll be bringing in his here, but we'll be putting him to the floor to talk about the contribution from the part of the parent of the teachers and Percy Pop.
Thank you very much, Chairman, for that opportunity. I want to extend my greetings to everyone out there, especially Madam Ruth, who is coming in as a parent. We want to appreciate all of you out there who are watching us right now. I just want to indicate that, as rightly said, my own name is Kinkop Etivier, but mostly they call me Percy Pop. So I'm coming in here as a teacher, and then one thing I would like to begin with is just to congratulate Madame Ruth for that wonderful observation on what she was able to say. And then I just want to indicate, like I already said in the comment section, that when we look at the education we have now, it is not as it was before. And then the main problem it is the relationship between the teachers and the parents. And like I already said in the comment section, that if there is a way in which teachers can really relate well with the parents, therefore I don't think there is any problem as far as the education of our children right now it is concerned. Like if you look at most schools in, let me just be precise here in Uku, you will discover that a witness a situation one day when you punish a student for a crime being committed, the person, instead of standing behind you to support you, the parent comes with another mind and therefore let us say support the child for the crime he or she committed. And then I think that is one of the aspects we are really failing in. So one thing I was saying is the first thing we need to do as far as to keep up the education of our children back at home and even wheresoever we are, it is to form a cordial relationship with the parents. Because like I already said, you will discover that sometimes you are teaching a child, maybe you can see the parents on the way and then you don't even know that this is the parent of the child with whom you are teaching in school and all those things. So now when it happens like that, at least it is not good. For instance, if a child has like a personal problem, because there are some children that have like some pertinent issues that concerns their studies, and then if the parent and the teacher does not work in collaboration, therefore it will be difficult for that type of a problem to be sorted out. So the advice I was could be given it is that the parents, or let me say the teachers, they should try as much as possible, because we already know as a teacher you are already an educator, and therefore education doesn't just end at a book work. There are other aspects of this which are more important than the book work. Because that is why sometimes you will notice that as a teacher, it is not just about folding the chalk and then telling a child that this is how A can be, this is how B can be. That is not just the case. There are many things that comes to it, like for instance, the well-being of the child. There is no way you will teach a child and then that child understand exactly what you taught if the child it is hungry. That is one thing. And that is why I started by congratulating Madam Ruth for talking about preparing the child for school, because you will discover that sometimes you are teaching in class and then the child is just sleeping. You like but what is happening? First and foremost, you will discover that maybe if you want to go this day, the child may tell you that no, I got up in the morning and there was no food to eat. That is already a failure on your own part as a parent. So, firstly, what I could be advising is that all teachers, as a teacher, when you come into class, it is not just all about holding the chalk and then going to the board. There are other things applied to it, which means there are sometimes you can just come to class instead of you talking, let's say you're a math teacher, instead of going finding a simultaneous equation. You even create an environment where students they expresses their mind. That is exactly why it is always necessary that we should always have like let's say class council with students, because from the class councils now the students are able to tell or as the teacher or as the classmate or whosoever that this is exactly what their problem is. Because in some cases you will discover that there are some teachers that when they teach students they understand, but others when they teach they can never understand. And we have received testimonies from students of different institutions and of different kinds that when this teacher goes into class and then teaches, they understand very well. But another teacher comes in and therefore in the course of teaching, they do not understand that same concept. So that is one of the aspects we as teachers we need to handle. It is always necessary that when you go into class, first and foremost, you need to know each and every student name by name. I know in a school, there's like an institution that is very populated. It will be difficult for the teachers to know all the students by name, but it is necessary to know them because there are also some strategies we can use in order to know, like you say, even not by name, but let's say from their faces. You should know that this is a student, and therefore you try as much as possible to know their shortcomings. Because even if as a teacher you also have shortcomings, so what more of a child still being brought up? So now that is one of the aspects we need to work on, like forming a cordial relationship with our students. Because for instance, one thing that will cause a student to understand you better, it is only if you, the teacher, you are in good terms with the student. Because imagine you come into class and then let's say you have like a family problem, that is already like leading me to my last point. If you have like based on what on family problem, let's say you got up in the morning and therefore you had a quarrel with your wife or husband or whosoever, and therefore you had to transfer the aggressions to children in class. That is one of the aspects we teachers we need to work on. Because quite remember witness some situations where a teacher had like a marital problem, and then he when he or she comes into class and therefore whatever mistake the student made, he takes it as a problem, and that is one thing we really need to work on. Because if you have like a problem, that is your problem. All of us we do have problems, even the students themselves they have problems, but we need to work on them. If you have a problem with your wife or whosoever, do not ever take the problem to class. When you are entering the class, the first thing you need to have that mindset that I'm going in to teach. And what are you? You cannot teach when you are angry. So sometimes I even prefer that it is preferable you absent from class when you are angry rather than going into class, because you may end up one day and therefore beating up a student for an extent that you may one day find yourself in trouble. So what I was like just saying, or like an advice, it is that we teachers we should try as much as possible that when we have problems, we should always keep them aside when we are going into class. Because going into class with a problem, you are just going in to create another problem. And even you yourself, when you teach that particular thing, you can never feel like you've understood. And then before our end, I would also like to say there is one thing I've like I already said before, just concerning this issue of relationship with parents and teacher. I will also advise that as a teacher, you know, some of us we sometimes we are too choked up to an extent that you give an assignment today, tomorrow you do not even get to check the assignment. One thing advice I could still be given in line to teachers is when you give an assignment as a teacher, do not ever, that will be the greatest mistake, do not ever fail to check the assignment, because that is where you will discover some certain problems the students they have in the course of what of the lesson. Just by giving an assignment, when you check now, the students are able to, you are really able now to see this is where the student went wrong and this is where he or she went right, and from there you know where to pick up. So that is just the little contribution I have for this particular purpose as being as looking for ways in which we can really improve the teaching learning process. Because like all these things we always say it is the teaching learning process, because as a teacher as you teach you are also being taught by your own self. So thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel, for this wonderful opportunity given to me. I just wish to extend my greetings to all the teachers out there wherever you are watching us. Thank you very much.
Yes, that was wonderful. It's like you were boiling with these points as a teacher, and you actually spoke and you held teachers accountable. That's a very good thing that has happened. Being holding yourself accountable as a teacher. And we would like to ask you before the parent comes in, like, what have you ever seen, like in the class, you see a student who is either sleeping in class all the time or coming dirty in class or doesn't want to do homework? Have you ever in one situation asked for the student that I need to see your parent? Or what have you taken as a step in that dimension?
Thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel, for that question. Like I already said in my first talk, I've witnessed situations that I cannot be able to count. There are just too many. And then there was a time, I think it was just about a week ago, when I was teaching in class, and then unfortunately I saw a student, and then she was busy sleeping. And then I was like, and the worst part of it was a student who usually participate well in class, and then I just discovered her sleeping. And therefore, after I just pretended like I didn't see anything. After the class, I called her, and then I asked, "What was your problem, or what is really worrying you that makes you sleep in class by this time?" And then she narrated the story to me that I cannot be able to express it up here. And the story was really heart touching because let me just give like a clue about what she said. She was talking about not being treated well back at home. So now I took this particular issue to the dean of studies, and then he said he is going to work on it. And after the parents were caught, after the parents were caught, now they came, and that is when we discovered that the student had a serious problem because concerning the information we were able to gather from the parents, it seemed like the child has been heady. But in school, she pretends as if she's one of the most honest people and all those things. So that is just one thing we have noticed, and I cannot be able to count the number of times I've been able to witness such situations. Or sometimes, like in cases, just for instance, like during this festive season around Christmas, after when schools resume, because over the holidays we were able to see most of our students in bars, nightclubs, and all the like. When we came back to school now, we had to deal with them severely. And therefore, when someone, we even invited some of their parents to school. And therefore, when the parents came now, some of them were against the fact that we were able to punish students for what they did wrong. Some were for the fact. And so that is just one of the things we usually face. But I think as I talking based on myself, there is no way I will see a student, especially a student who partake well in class, already sleeping or let us say like misbehaving, and therefore I can just take it like the first step I always take to be talking to the student, and then secondly, inviting either the parents or any relative to see exactly what the problem is. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. I think we need to know the name of your school so we can send all our children to your school, our students, or either way, because from what you expressing is showing that we giving our students to the right hand, and we know where your contribution is coming, and there's a dark background, but times we can get your voice clearly from a lack. We welcome all the people who are coming to the platform, which in here with us, Chair Berinate, watching from Yaoundé. We have from Bonaberry, we have Rosaline, and other people will keep joining. Yes, as you join, you share, and people will join us, and the participation will keep coming. So we're going to, I know, Percy, for some reason, we're going to put you in the background so you can take some movements. So not that we are taking you off from the studio, but you stay in the background so we can bring in a. We're going to switch you over. So as we listen to the parent, then Percy, you can listen.
Okay, thank you very much.
You just heard from uh, the teacher. Any further contribution on the part of the parent?
Yes, thank you very much. And thank you, Percy Pop, for that brilliant expose on what you do as a teacher back in school. And I think there's some expectations that may be a little confusing on both sides. Sometimes we as parents, we have expectations from teachers, and we do not communicate this appropriately, or maybe as teachers you have some expectations of us and you don't communicate. And I'll give an example. I think there should be some kind of effective communication from when you notice a bad behavior to when it escalates to an extent where it's out of control and it needs some kind of punitive action on the part of the teacher. Sometimes the parent may sit and the child comes home and is pretending to be a good kid, while at school they put up a different attitude or a different behavior, and then the parent is not aware. So suddenly one day you hear your child has been dismissed or your child is being flogged in school for this or that, and you're surprised because you don't know this other part of your child, which can also come from peer pressure, you know. So I think parents or teachers should help us parents by indicating, like, I've been noticing this trend in your child. Is it something that is taking place at home? And for me, that's a communication I have with my children's teacher. When they send a note, if they notice a behavior, sometimes it's not even a bad behavior in the initial stage. It could just be that, oh, maybe your child is sleeping in class. And I could watch out like, oh, is this child watching too much TV when it's bedtime? And I'll try to limit that, you know. So I try to control it from the initial stage. But if I sit one day and I hear that my child was dismissed for perpetually sleeping in class, I'll be concerned that, oh, there was no effective communication between the teachers and me. Did this just, the perpetual sleeping, did it just happen in one day? Or is it something that has been recurrent? So as parents, we expect that kind of communication. Then you mentioned something about punishing children who did something during holidays. And sometimes some parents will think it's out of the bounds of the teacher to be punishing something that did not happen in school. But I bet you in other places where we may find ourselves, when you're not even at work, and let me talk about the case of the US, when you're not at work, the things that you write on your social media can be used against you by your workplace, by your place of work, right? So even as a student, the character you exhibit out of school can be punished by the school because you are still a representative of the school. And it goes the same for teachers. What behavior do the teachers exhibit out of the school compound? Because you being an example or an educator to our children does not end in the confines of the school compound.
Okay, so if we can come in and ask, like, you as parents, what are the aspects of your, or as a parent and other parents, what are you people accountable for in the improvement on the side of the parents? Let's say the teachers were not there, like it's just about parents. What kind of behaviors do you think parents need to adjust in the community and the society that impacts the life of the students or their well-being?
Okay, I think the informal education that we exercise at home should be top-notch. We should continue to discipline our children. We should be very observant. Sometimes we get carried with our work, going to farm or going to the office, and maybe you send off the child in the morning to school, and we come back and meet them in the evening, and we are tired from our own work, and they're tired from school, and we forget to focus on them. We need to know that our responsibilities as parents is even greater than that of the teacher. We have to continuously have an eye on our children if we want them to do better, because it is in so doing that we can catch those little things that may go out of control sometimes. And it's true that some children, no matter how you discipline them, would remain or will continue to be stubborn. But we cannot give up. We cannot stop because children are stubborn, you know.
So do you think some parents like shy from letting the school know what exactly is going on with their students at home?
Absolutely. I think some parents cover up their kids when they behave badly. You just want to present your child in the society to be that good kid. And if you cover a thief, the thief will only mature in the thievery, right? So I think we should do our part in disciplining them, making the teacher aware that this is what's going on. Please put an eye on my child, because at home, this is the behavior I'm observing. I don't know if it's coming from peer pressure, or if the child is doing the same at school, I want us to collaboratively discipline this child, you know. But in my part as a parent, I have to make sure that I hit the hammer on the nail, and continue to do so.
Okay. Any reaction from the teacher?
Okay,
Anything?
thank you very there is one thing I heard from Madame Ruth when she mentioned something about this festive period. Because I talked of something like during the festive period, we were able to cite some students in certain corners. That is where our problem was. Because normally, on normal terms, it is always right for like you as a parent, you can take your child out on an outing, and then you go to like places. But the question there, what type of place are you taking your child to, and therefore what are the type of things that are supposed to be done there? That is the first implication we had. Because for instance, if a child of about 12 years, 13 years, it is already seen in a bar drinking, either even with the parent or not with the parent, that is already is something different, because that is where our problem is. And then that is why we already said the first thing we need to know, and then the first thing we need to handle is what this cordial relationship with our parents and with teachers. Because if you as a parent, you are able to relate with your teacher well, therefore there is no way your child can be above either you or the teacher to handle. Because for instance, if I already punish a child now for a crime committed, and you as a parent, you come back to support the child, therefore obviously you are already creating a very negative impression about I the teacher, that no, this teacher, it is wrong, all these things. You are already inversely telling the child that all these things you're doing, they are correct. And therefore there was another thing. One thing we need, all of us, let us say like teachers, we need to do is, some parents, they do not like the children to be seen like closer, or let us say the type of things we find ourselves doing, they have a very good impact on let us say the students. Because like they already saw something that you during your conversation you said something about the type of behavior you're outing. One thing we are saying here, it is very simple. When you notice a situation where a teacher does not care about whether a student goes up or comes down, there is already a problem. There is a secret behind it. Either the teacher's behavior, it is.
We lost Percy Pop. He was given an interesting one day about the teachers, and if we could catch certain things, was knowing the moral upbringing of the students is a collaborating factor. And as a parent was saying, parents have a role. Sometimes some parents, as they put it, some parents don't want their children to be known from a different kind of perspective. Let's say they just want their child to be known for everything good. They don't want to listen to anything that, oh, your child needs improvement on this, needs that on that, needs this and that. So those things kind of hinder the progress. So yes, the parent, he has a point. You can go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that. And another thing I want to add on the parent side of our responsibility is that we need to, as a parent, I will be embarrassed if my child is punished in school for not doing their homework. It means I failed in monitoring the child. So it is my responsibility every day to make sure that, hey, did you come home with homework? Can I see your books? Have you done your homework? You know, even if I don't know the maths to help the child solve it, the child should be able to attempt it and not get it right, but go to school with a completed homework. Or maybe I see how I can get further help for the child to finish that homework than to hear that my child is being punished at school because they did not do homework. Because sometimes as parents would say, yes, it's good that they punished you in school that you didn't do, or they disciplined you that you didn't do homework, is because next time you know better. But you as a parent, you failed because you have to continuously monitor. Even as the teacher takes the responsibility of giving them the homework, we have the responsibility to follow up to see if they had homework, if they did it. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to
yes,
add.
thank you so much for that contribution, like knowing what they have to do, if they are doing it rightly, even if you do not know, you express it. Some parents too, like coming from that perspective, and from the street, some parents don't want your kids to know that they don't know what to do. Like they come with maths, they want to force it in, or they just tell the kid to go with this thing. This is not for me. They try to push it away. So that's a good point. We're thanking those who have been online, we've been here, and for those who are not able to come in to participate live, this is Oko and Beyond. This is a platform that embraces. Right now, we are also going on live on our Facebook page and our YouTube. So we have, if you follow us for the YouTube, you can subscribe. So anything that comes in, you can get it. And today we are talking on joint efforts by parents and teachers to the upbringing of the students. And we've talked about a lot. Today is close to like an hour of conversation. And we also have a WhatsApp page and a Telegram page. It's all full, but all you can do is, if you want to join that page, all you need to do is to send your information, and we'll give you the link, and you stay in the link. When there's a chance to join in, you will be approved, and we'll be in there. There we talk about everything that is for the upbringing of our community. It's for the betterment of our community. It's an exciting platform. Oko and Beyond is here. It's always going to be there. And today, it shows that the people who joined, I'm going to reintroduce them in a double perspective. We have a parent. The parent is more technical and all about Oko and Beyond, and a lot more. We also have can call Persevere. This name is right in Percy Pop. It's a teacher, and he's our home correspondent for Oko and Beyond. If you have ideas, views that you want us to share today, the lighting situation back there is not all the best. Persevere, can you hear us? Yes, I know he's clear. You can hear
Yeah,
us. You can
I'm
hear
getting.
us. Just the darkness, having a solid internet that is pulling no matter the darkness of it, but he's still pulling it. And shout out to those who are watching us right now. We have this the online say it's amazing. Thank you, Rosine. Say it's amazing. That's a top fan too. Oko and Beyond. We have Petra that was watching, and those who contributed on the comment section. And we know we are a team, and we keep doing it in Oko. We keep improving every day. You have contributions, what we can do, what we can reach out to. This is a platform that in our WhatsApp group, once we get in a point, we come up live in order to enlighten, exposure. So if you're in our WhatsApp page or in our Telegram page, throw your concerns there, throw your joys, positive aspects, things we can improve on right there, right on our Facebook page. Please participate. When you have information and you do not want to share the information, you're not helping yourself, you're not helping the community. This is a platform that is here. It embraces, if you read the preamble of the platform, it embraces all communities, all aspects. That's how it goes, Oko and Beyond. That's why today we're not just talking of the contribution of the parents. We're talking about the contributions of the teachers. We are not coming to this platform to say teachers were supposed to do this, parents were supposed to do this. You must have listened for yourselves and the reactions. Parents have taken accountability of where they can improve. Parents have taken accountability of where they have improved. Teachers have taken accountability where they have improved. And now the students are listening. They are not left behind. Now, when we do this, we're going to diagnose at one point, like you, the students, both sides are speaking. Where do you belong in your upbringing? Where do you belong in your upbringing? So, teachers who didn't join today, the comment section is there. Parents who didn't join, comment section is there. We will be coming back to this program time and again because learning is continuous. We do not learn and say it's enough. If we can come up here 300 times just to improve one life, that is so important. To improve one life, we come here 300 times. One life, that is very important. And we thanking the parents of Fofin and we thanking Persevere. You know your name or where you put it up the screen is different, so I have to go back and forth with it. Persevere can call. He's a teacher, and we're going to come one day just to your school and get first-hand information. Maybe you're the we can send all our students to your school because from your sounding point of view, we will not hide it and we will get it. And we saw you one time on live. Can you recall to us that institution that you helping these students so we can hear? It's
Okay.
about Oko and beyond.
Thank you very much for that question. I'm sorry for that network breakup. There was something I wanted to say before the technical error. What I wanted to say then was this issue. There is something that needs to really that we as parents, students, and teachers we really need to take care of. At least there is like in let's say in our native land, we know of this organization, the Parent Teachers Association. That is where an organization that helps bring our parents and teachers together. And therefore, one thing I could be advising for other people listening to us or somewhere that in such organization it is always necessary to be stated very clearly the duties of what of teachers towards students, the duties of parents towards what their children, and also the duties of what of children towards their parents and also their teacher. And also there it should be met clearly the right of what of a parent over his or her child, and also the right of what of a teacher over what a student, because sometimes the parents they go beyond their rights, and sometimes the teachers too they go beyond the level at which they are supposed to go. Or for instance, if a student have like let's say a personal problem and you as a teacher you take it beyond something different and therefore you treat the student illly, that is already you have already gone beyond your expectation. And as a teacher, if a teacher punishes a child for a crime committed, and then instead of you as a parent standing behind the child, you speak ill against the teacher, you the parents, you have also failed in your own part. And therefore, if a student goes wayward as far as back home and even in school is concerned, therefore you as a student, you have also gone wayward. So those are some of the aspects we, all of us, we need to work on, because there, as a human being, we are just striving towards perfection. And like the Bible says, no one can be perfect. Yeah. So like the institution, like they asked a question about my institution. I cannot, I don't know whether which one can I mention, but the one my main school it is Saint Sylvester Catholic Comprehensive School Annex. That is a secondary school which was created in 2000. That is an annex 2022. That is when the school got operational, and then like I said, it is just an annex. And therefore, in that particular institution, we have it is from Form 1 right up to Form 4. As years goes by, we are extending to other classes. So obviously, next year it will be going up to Form 5, and from there, they will be going in for their first general or competitive exam. And therefore, in other schools, you have CMC ELAC, Christ Memorial College ELAC. That is also another school there. And then we have in fact, there are just many everywhere. If you go anywhere, you will see 24.
And this, that's thank you so much. It shows that we can have a full day for you to put an in-depth into these institutions, so we come to know about these institutions where our students can gain education. Just like a parent mentioned that you need to know the school, what the standard of the school. So we'll be coming on a full day on that aspect, so you can actually sell that image. And so today we're looking at the contributions from the parents, contributions from the teachers in the improvement of the students' well-being. we having one reaction from the parent.
Yeah, I just wanted to give a big shout out to Ben Roslin. She's been there in the comments supporting. So a big shout out to you for pushing the agenda of Oko and beyond. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for coming in. You see, at a certain point, you say as a dual role in it, and coming in as a parent. Thank you for coming in, and other parents. We thank you for being there. Oko and Beyond is here on our YouTube, on our Facebook, on our. We're going to share the link. I think they already shared the link to our YouTube link that you can watch. There's some people having hard times getting into Facebook, so we try to accommodate everybody, not to let anybody sit without being part of this platform. We keep growing. We keep growing with information, quality information, and we about rounding up. And we know we're rounding up on a day that in a few hours from now we'll be coming back uh, on another segment, which is the long-awaited encounter, the Lions and the Eagles. So you during the time we're doing some in and out commentaries over Oko and Beyond. We're going to be watching the match and we'll be commenting. So Oko and Beyond is going to be live for the 90 minutes. The page is going to be live for the 90 minutes, not with the direct images because of copyright, but commentaries. You'll be listening to commentaries. We'll be live, but with commentaries, we come in and out, we inject a little bit, we come out. So I'll give you updates of the scores. If they score two, because we're going to score a lot of goals today, each time we score a goal, we're going to flash and you see the goals coming in. So my team is ready. Yes, and those who can want to talk about football, we're going to start coming up maybe 30 minutes before the start of the match, and you can jump in and we can talk. It's Oko and Beyond. It's a new phase. Yes, any contribution?
Yeah, I said I think we could still do another live like this where people join with the link to give their commentaries live if they want to.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. So we're going to create the team. If the executive of the team says it, there's nothing we can say little about it. And Percy on the other side, persevere. He's still there.
In the dark.
So we're going to come in here. We're going to leave this channel open, and we're going to run it like that. And we're going to take a break from now, because now we're going to take a break, and we'll be back here. And some people will not be opportune to watch the match directly, but I bet you we're going to flash the highlights, because this evening, all fingers crossed, the Lions and the Eagles, we're going to come out with something and flash on the page, and it's going to be fun. We're going to watch this match. Everybody, get your popcorn if you want to join. We're going to send the link to the WhatsApp page. We're going to be doing our own commentaries and watching the match as if we're sitting in the same room.
Yeah, we can have up to 10 people.
Yes, we can have at the same time, and we can also accommodate as we can come in, go out, come in, and we're doing all so we can have a feel of today. Today is going to be an interesting one, working with this team. Yes, we're also saying even into the other members, Rosine, she's there in Bamenda. We're also saying hi to Stephanie. She calls from Yaoundé. We're going to say hi to our seasoned Cedric. Yes, he's somewhere along the line, also in Yaoundé. He's going to give us that moment. Remember, at the end of the match, we are all that having that flash. This team is going to push it. And so Soreen is there waiting on it. Stephanie is there waiting on it. And we have a host. We also have those We don't put their names on the screen, but we have a bigger team in the background that we say thank you for being there. And you cannot see Percy right here because he was caught in the middle. Where if he's in our studio, he will be having his flashlights and everything, so that will not be a problem in the next few minutes. So things will be fine. People who can join, go to our WhatsApp page, send us information there, and you'll be part of the next event. So today, to round up, it was joint efforts by parents and teachers to all bringing of the student. And thank you for being there, and good luck to the Lions. For today, we'll be back. It's been Oko and Beyond.